Kosher Catfish here. Talk to you today. Oh, semi-white man. I speak with forked hat. And forked tongue, I ain't gone that far. I hadn't turned myself into a crow. You know, the people just could cut the crow. What the hell is a mole? The mole is not functioning. And I cannot do this twice. I don't even, I don't know if I can do it once. But you gonna see me. Let me side myself. I'm sorry, I gotta side myself. This here to the right. So the left gotta go over here. I just stick it in the bed. What that is in the bed. Yeah, the bed is what I fed. Anyway, Kosher Catfish may have to duck down. Because we talking about duck stuff today. We talking about duck stuff. It's waterfowl season and bag limits. It's not. Excuse me. I'm gonna get kicked off twice because I spit it and I burped, and I can't help it because I actually have a medical condition that requires garlic, and it does stuff to me. Down now. Anyway, we got two things to talk to you about today, and it has to do with the stuff that Kosher Catfish grew up dealing with, and is the ducks, the ducks and the hucks. Now, Kosher Catfish been going out doing that duck hunting, and then that's when the CRT started showing up. That's why I felt like I had to do something today and say something about this, because when I go by and go to the liquor store and stuff, and I get a paper and I read it, because we live in a very small town. It probably shouldn't have a paper, but Kosher Catfish believes that you should have a paper, and people should just say shit, and we should have things in printed circulation. But I'm an old man, so that's what you'd expect with a white man. Well, I'm not all that white, especially not in the summer. But I got the forked hat, not the forked tongue. I'm not the only one. Anyway, all we had to look at was concept of permanent duck blinds. Now this just freaked me out almost as bad as the other article that I'm going to talk to you about. Freaked me out is even a lot worse, because, you know, being someone that is taught and dealt with the youngins and stuff, I saw that, and I was youngin' at one time, and it's like, oh, who are these people that are doing this? It makes me want to hold the boy by the tail, and he just always runs away, but he's going to come back for a very personal interview. Anyway, he's looking at me and looking at you. This here paper. It's a real paper. I'm reading real paper. It say, permanent duck blinds. It is illegal to build, erect, or hunt for a blind, the duck blind, in a structure fabricated from middle lumber, wire, nylon, I don't know about the nylon, or any other building material which is not removed or torn down at the end of each day, or the shooting hours. This applies to all, as it included in the river channels within exterior boundaries of the A place. Now, what Kosher Catfish, my whole thing was predicated, and I finally found out what predilection was, so I realized that everything was predicated on the CRT. It come in to the duck blind. It was trying to fool you and me. But what Kosher Catfish come from, and it was down here with the people that got that show. I'm trying to hold myself down, and I can't, because when I do that, I start having contractions in the muscles of my legs, and that's not good, because you'll hear bad words come out of my mouth. But what it was is, back in the day, back in the 70s, and some of the 80s and stuff, we was out there in Duluth. We went out there, and we didn't just set up permanent duck blinds. We set up duck fortresses. That's what we did, the fortress of the mortress. And what it was is we went out there one time, and it was me and Arn, and our other friend. I won't say his name because he may not appreciate it, but I figure Arn would probably like to be called Arn, because he's like a little Arnold Schwarzenegger, the guy from down there in Louisiana at that other place. It was that muscle pumping man. He's like a little Arn. Anyway, well, what we did, we went out there. when the backwater was up. Coach Catfish's been telling you about this stuff. The backwater was up, and we go out there, and when the water was up, you didn't have to climb so far up trees. And Arn would take the chainsaw and go up the trees and cut the limbs. And we went out there in our John boats. We put a big old piece of 4x8 plywood on and float out there. We was going out way away from the shore, and we was young folks doing this here stuff. And what we did, we'd go out there, and we'd set up our permanent duck blind. And at one point, we had a duck blind that was 13 foot long, about 13 foot long, about 8 foot wide, about 5 foot wide. And then we got up there, and we cut the tops of the trees off. And they're like 80-foot trees. And we just dropped them suckers. So we had a clear obligation of shooting the duck nation. So when I read something like that, I cannot imagine that things have gone from when we went out and built our permanent duck blind. We can go out there every year after year, and put them suckers out. And we did not set out electronic things. We just set out a few, duck-looking things that float in water. And we go out there and take our limits and enjoy the humanity of hunting some ducks. You may even got a buck on the way. Because often, that would happen when you was going to or coming home from the duck hunting. And that's what Coach Catfish did not understand. I can't see that I see you. I can't see that I see. I'm trying to look at you in the eye because I know you people don't understand. Back in the day, we used to go out and do our own thing. Make sure we had some food for the winter or the summer or various other days that we would because that's what we could. And somehow, all this time, things have eroded. Now what we had, we call it Duck Fortress. And that's where we met the CRT. He was coming out there about me first and then you, but it sounds better to say you and me, but I was the one that's out there. And we run in CRT. But it's all about the duck hunting. It's a way of life. It's a way of life, Prissy. You can't nobody take these memories away from me. I could make a TV show about it, but it'd be better just get you people to be interested in them things are shaking. Them things are shaking. But what I thought it was very strange is that nowadays, like laws on the book say, you can't put something up or you can come back tomorrow or the next day. And when you're a hunter, you got to go out there daily to get your bag. Not the one at the house. The one you eat. No, that is the one at the house. I'm sorry. Coach Catfish gets tied up in some of his nomenclatures and his double, triple entendres that cannot be divided by zero. Because, the one's zero, not my hero. But I miss the duck hunting. And I miss the Duck Fortress. We even had heat in that sucker. We had a roof on it. We just get out there and poop, poop, poop. We get them ducks and come in and, we warm my feet up. Because sometimes it was so cold, you could not feel your hands. You could not feel your feet. You just knew you was pulling the trigger. I won't even say where that'd go. But you people that don't hunt don't understand outside. You don't understand. And I'm not sure if I'm looking at you or if I'm looking at me. Because you don't understand where your food comes from. And you do not have the outside judgments. Well, you got to break the ice. You got to break the ice to get the boat in. You got to go out half a mile out in the bayou, and you got to climb up stuff, and you got to be there, and you got to freeze your ass off, and you hope you get something to eat. And you know what? We never have no chicks out there, so I guess it's a man thing. The man thing. We go out for the ducks. And we hope for some lucks. And I just hope that back in my native land, the bayou that is different from this stuff here where I'm living. Someone help me. Calgon, take me away. Back to the bayou. Hey, hey, hey. Hallelujah.